All right. A few announcements. Sorry about the weekend. Just don't ask. It's you know what happened. I didn't post videos like the whole weekend, so there you go. Um, and unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, George Bush, George H.W. Walker, has passed away. And that's unfortunate. So I don't. I mean, I was gonna do like a cute thing where I lowered the tack, but I don't want to put too many holes in my apartment. And I figured this is a memorial flag for those who serve. Um, so normally this would be for fallen police officers, but I think that they'll be willing to make an exception for me. That I'm using this also to commemorate George Bush's passing. So I didn't really know much about George Bush. I was very young. He was kind of just like that person who ran the country when you're a kid, like you don't. Yeah. And I only really knew him from Dana Carvey and Tiny Toons. So, anyways, yeah, and I was always kind of more of a Ross Perot guy when that election came around. So, I like Ross Perot a lot, and that might make sense to a lot of you out there. But anyways, so yeah, George Bush, 94, I believe he was. So that's why I said possibly this could be a good thing, because you get to that age, like it was when my grandma finally passed away. Honestly, I was like, oh, thank God, because it was just getting to be a horror show. I don't know how bad George Bush was. Apparently, he was still pretty active into his 90s, so good for him. But you get to a certain point where you're like, man, like I'm already ready to go. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to die or anything like that. But it's like if it happens, I'm not gonna be like, oh, darn it, like whatever. I'm pretty satisfied with my life where it is. I think I can leave at this point and have no regrets for the most part, and whatnot and so on. But God, 94, I can't even. I can't even imagine 94. God. So and people have kind of been talking like that, so that's what's kind of got it in my head, where everybody's kind of like, well, 94, you gotta kind of be like, Jesus, get over with. So I don't know what the fuck, but that's what everybody's saying, and that's got it worked into my head, and that's why I'm talking about this. So sorry. Anyways, moving on to the actual subject at hand. I've been thinking a lot about the Muller investigation, and I've been listening to it a lot on the radio and what people are saying about it. I've been listening also to BBC and what they were saying about it. Not that it was any different, really. But so yeah, like some of the people, like what's his fucking name, Cohen, Trump's lawyer, Trump's former lawyer, like he's in trouble because apparently he lied. So, like, he's not even a good witness anymore because he lied. And I had heard that the other guy, not Bannon, I always confuse him with Bannon, the other guy, who you fucking, whatever, the other guy that's in trouble, apparently he's a big liar too. So now, there goes that. And then somebody else is coming out now and saying that Mueller was asking him to lie, like telling him to lie, like give me this information, and and he's like, I can't give him information I don't have. He wants me to say something that, as far as I know, isn't true, or I don't know, and he's trying to force me. Like then there's all this, like where they're putting pressure on people now and shit like that, and Donald Trump did his written questions and sent them in, and like, I don't know, man. I would be sitting there if I was the president of the United States and somebody was like, "Hey, we've got essay questions we need you to do this fucking weekend. I would be like, bitch, I'm the leader of the free world. Like, I don't know. All this fucking shit. Everybody's about fucking fed up with it. Like, nobody talked about it during the midterms. Nobody brought it up during the midterms except to say what a fucking joke it is. Like, we're 2 years into it at this point. They're starting to question whether or not he's even doing what he's supposed to be doing at this point. Because it's supposed to be about Russian collusion. Look into Russian collusion. And he's getting all these indictments on all these random periphery people for all this stuff that has nothing to do with Donald Trump or Russia, usually. And all this shit's going on. And people are like, "Fuck it, what do you have? What do you got? What do you got?" And I don't think he's got shit. I think all of this, these pressure tactics that we're hearing about, and now people are going and saying, well, okay, so what I said there, yeah, that might not have been true. I think I think he got Cohen and the other guy to say something was true that he wanted them to say was true. I think that he pushed them into saying some shit. And now they're going, and now he's wanting more or something like that, or he wants to change the deal or some shit like that. And these guys are like, you know what? Fuck it. I lied. I lied. What I said before isn't true. Fuck off. Like, I think they're just like, I'd rather fucking deal with jail than your bullshit. Go fuck yourself. I don't know. Who knows? Plays out in my head that way, and it sounds pretty dramatic and fun like TV. Probably it's just they were going over the story again, and the guy was like, you know what? That might not be true. And they were like, are you fucking shitting me? And he's like, well, hold on a second, let me think. Now I'm thinking about it, and now I'm like, that might not be true. We weren't thinking about it before. Like, that probably is more, the way it rolled out. But, But I think that he doesn't have shit. Nothing. Nothing about Russian collusion, at least. And they're gonna people talking about putting a timeline on it now. Like, we want this fucking done. He's saying, oh, it's gonna be another week or whatever, and that was like 5 months ago. And dude, it's getting to the point where people are like, we want to know what's going on now. And when Congress changes and all that shit happens, the Democrats are quadruply gonna want to know what the fuck's going on. They're gonna be like, dude, you gotta give us something we can impeach him with. What the fuck? And Muller's wife and kids are probably in Maxine Waters' basement or something like that. And she's holding them until he gets something that she can fucking impeach Trump. I don't know. I'm not allegedly. I don't know. I'm not saying that I don't. I just made that up. I'm sorry. I lied. But I ain't under oath, so fuck it. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just it's crazy. All this shit's going on, and I don't think he has anything. I think he's scrambling at this point, because when it comes time due for him to give over a report, if it has nothing to do with Russia, if it has nothing to do with Russia, if his report is one page and says, I got nothing on Russia, I don't know. If that's what it is, people are going to be livid pissed. Wicked livid pissed. 2 years? How much taxpayer money? And you've got nothing? So, yeah, I don't know. I think at this point he's sweating. I think he's like, shit, I need something about Russia. Because I don't think there is anything, man. I just don't. I don't think that we're going to find out that after 2 years this guy was able to keep the most damning fucking thing that you could possibly have against our president. He was able to keep that shit from leaking for 2 years or however long, and and then we're gonna find out. Holy shit! Like, I don't think that's gonna happen at this point. I think at this point we're all gonna be very underwhelmed by what it is, and a lot of people are gonna use it as a reason to get very angry about shit, and it's just gonna. So yeah. That's what I think is going on right now with the Muller investigation. I think he's scrambling for anything because he's got nothing. And this is going to be embarrassing, I think, when it finally... It's going to be embarrassing for somebody one way or another. It's either going to be embarrassing for Mueller that after all this time he fucking wasted all these resources to just do nothing. Or... it's going to be very embarrassing for the president and everybody that's on the president's side with the whole Russian collusion thing. We're all going to be sitting there going, fucking wow, I didn't expect that. But whatever, I'll be here to admit it if it happens, but I don't think shit.